Hi, I'm Ingrid and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about a topic that's on a lot of people's minds: how to start your own business. Entrepreneurship is a buzzword that's on a lot of people's lips, but are you really an entrepreneur? In this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide about what to think about and what to do in order to start your own business. Step 1. Figure out what your business does. When you're starting a business, you need to think about what unique problem you're solving for society, or what you are uniquely good at that you can offer to society as a service. Whether this is just a side gig in your life, or a talent that you want to turn into a full-time income, or even a tech venture that's going to take 4 to 8 years of your working life, you need to understand the purpose of your venture and what the business is going to do. Personally, I've started some businesses out of passion, and when the going gets tough in business, you're likely to quit unless your business has a really concrete value proposition that it's offering to society. So make sure that people really want and need the service or product that you're creating. Here's a quote from Airbnb co-founder Brian Chesky. When asked how he and his team came up for the idea for Airbnb, he said, "If we tried to think of a good idea, we wouldn't have been able to think of a good idea. You just have to find a solution to a problem that you have in your own life." Now, if you want to start like a tech venture like Airbnb or something like that, be committed for the long haul, because those kinds of companies usually take between 4 to 8 years to develop thoroughly and return profits to yourself and your investors. If you want something that's like more of a side gig or just less capital intensive, then try to think of a hobby or something that you're good at, like let's say photography, and think about how you can commercialize that to the public and market yourself as a full-time photographer or as a full-time video editor or graphic designer or something of that nature. Number 2, understand your customer or your end user. Every business sells something to someone or has users that use a product that somehow, having a bulk of users makes the product money. If you're offering photography as a service, will you be doing senior photos, birthday parties, quinceañeras, weddings? Think about who's going to be purchasing the end product. Then start to think about how many of these gigs would I need to book in a month to cover my rent and my bills, or just to provide a certain amount of side income that I'm looking to make. If you want to start a consumer technology app or company, you want to think about what target market are you going to be looking for. Like, for example, if you're going to make a dating app, is it for everybody? Or is it like The League that only targets specific elite groups of people? Or is it a mobile payments app that targets everybody, like Venmo? Think about who your target audience is and who's going to be using the product or service that you're providing. Number 3 is the business plan or the planning stage. Formal business plans are kind of going out of style since it's so easy to start a business on the internet now with dropshipping and YouTube channels and Medium articles and such. But you still want to think about what is required to get my business off the ground. Maybe it's just a little note that you have to yourself, or maybe you write a formal business plan. But think about how much capital do you need to start whatever you're starting. For example, in starting a YouTube channel, if you want to monetize, you might want to invest in a good camera, or a better camera than just your iPhone. That might cost $1,000 to $2,000 to get up and running. If you want to start a mobile technology application, you might need to pay designers and developers, or at least contract people, to build the first iteration of your application. This could cost millions of dollars. So you need to know how much capital is required to start the operation that you're thinking of starting. Number 4, bootstrap or find funding. So you're starting your business, you know how much money you need to start the business. There are lots of different places where you can get capital from. First, if you have $2,000 to buy a new camera, you can invest in yourself. Second, you could ask your family and friends for capital. Third, if you're purchasing real estate as your venture, you could get a loan from a bank in order to fund the purchase of the real estate, provided that you have good credit. Fourth, if you're looking to do a tech company or a construction company or something super capital intensive, you might be able to go to a venture capital firm and see if they want to invest in your company. If you're going to be seeking capital from someone other than yourself, think critically about who is investing in your company and see if they can become a value add. For example, if you wanted to start a tech company, maybe raise money from someone who has exited as a successful technology entrepreneur before, because that person can help you because they've already done it before. So if you're taking capital from somewhere, try to pick smart capital that's really going to aid your business and propel you forward. Number 5, acquire your customers or users. So if you're launching as a professional photographer, you want to figure out where people are looking for professional photographers on the internet. Like maybe Fiverr or Upwork or like photographers.com. You'll be able to figure out where people are hiring photographers in your area. Or you could go to like wedding locations or like event locations where people have weddings and pass out business cards to those event venues in hopes that they might hire you as their in-house venue photographer. You have to be creative in where you're going to find your clients, but at least you kind of know who the target audience is that you're looking for. If you're starting a new technology company, let's say you have the prototype for your app or your website, acquire your first users. Then the important thing to do is to watch their experience. Where are they dropping off in the process of using your application? Is there a point at which they get confused and they don't want to continue? Is there a particularly delightful stage where they're really excited that they've been able to do something they've never been able to do before? Does your app provide concrete value where you're allowing your users to accomplish something easier, quicker, and more efficiently than any other option? Finally, once you have acquired your customers and users, you're ready to charge for your product or service. You have to pick a price for your product or service. You want to pick the price that makes the business the most money. If you price too high, then fewer people will purchase the product or service. If you price too low, then you risk not making enough money or making less money than you could if you priced adequately to what your service is valued at. So, when you're thinking about pricing your product or service, one way to get started is to look at the competition. Every business has competition, even if you have a very novel new idea. Even Airbnb has indirect competition from hotels. So if you wanted to start pricing your product, think about what the competition is charging and maybe charge the same or a little less since you're a new business and you don't have a lot of brand recognition yet. If you're a new photographer, maybe price yourself a little lower at first until you build a great portfolio, and then you can move your prices upwards. In summary, there are so many different types of entrepreneurs, especially with the rise and proliferation of different entrepreneurial gigs on the internet. Everything from starting a YouTube channel to flipping items on eBay to starting a venture-backed company to dropshipping to freelancing on TaskRabbit or Fiverr count as entrepreneurship. Just to conclude, to go over what we talked about today, the steps to launching your first business are: find your business concept or your professional niche. 2, identify what initial costs will be required to start your business. 3, acquire customers for your product or service. And 4, charge adequately for your product or service. So, if you think you're an entrepreneur, maybe start with a less capital-intensive project like starting a YouTube channel or writing articles on Medium. And as you gain confidence in your entrepreneurial skills, grow forward into more profitable ventures. I hope you learned something in this video. If you're interested, I have a course that teaches people how to build their first website, if that's something that you're into. I'll leave the link in the description. Additionally, check out my referral link for Robinhood if you want to start investing on a mobile app. I'll leave the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Good luck starting your new business. Peace.